right now, joining us on the Warhorse Sportsbook Hotline is Jacob Slipec from Omaha Hockey. Jacob, how are you this morning?
I'm great, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Good, Jacob. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you've got a big weekend coming up here with Denver in town. Earlier this season, you guys split your first series with Denver. What have you learned from that point in the season to now that you think might help you this weekend?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything new that we've learned necessarily, but it's more just being more consistent with our day-to-day approach and like what our plan is as a team. Where, then a couple months ago, we've had the same goals all year of, whether that's winning a national championship, winning the Penrose, and, we established early, what do we need to do to get there? And now it's just, since then, we've just taken way more steps forward. And I think the biggest thing is just the consistency in the way we're going to play.
Jacob, 19th in the country right now is the team, tied for 18th in the pairwise rankings. Is that right where this team wants to be, or would you say you're close to where you guys expected to be at this point?
I mean, obviously, if it was up to us, you wouldn't have lost a single game all season yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be ups and downs within the season. But, are we satisfied with where we're at? No. Obviously, we want to keep pushing up in the rankings as high as we can. But with where we're at right now, we're happy with, in the grand scheme of things, of moving forward on the second half push of the season here. We've done a really good job in the first half of setting us up into a really good spot in order to make that push into the higher seeds.
We're talking with Jacob Slipec of Omaha Hockey. Jacob, you mentioned you're not where you want to be yet. Where are some areas of growth that you're focusing on as you enter into this kind of the second half of the season here?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just consistency through all 60 minutes of the game, which is a hard thing to do. That's the biggest thing. I think even at the next level, that's the toughest thing to do is consistency. But, like I said earlier, we have the blueprint of, the way our team plays in order to be successful. And it's about just sticking to it, every day, every practice. And then come game time, we don't even have to think. It's just natural, and we're able to sustain it for that whole 60 minutes against teams. They're not going to be able to compete with us.
Jacob, I know you said, if you had your wish, obviously you'd want to win every game this season, but it's kind of been a roller coaster. Credit to the NCHC here for having, what was it, 4 or 5 teams in the top 20 ranked nationally. I think in the past, being somebody that's been a fan of Omaha for a while, it's been I'm not excited to see North Dakota. I'm not excited to see, Denver or whoever it may be. But is that kind of story flipped this season? Are those teams saying, man, I don't want to see Omaha? Because anytime Omaha either enters their building or they enter Baxter Arena, it seems like you always steal one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, obviously this is only my second year here, but, from what I've heard from a leadership standpoint of, the guys we have are such great guys, who represent our team with letters, being Nolan Sullivan, Matt Miller, and Jack Randall. And, I think last year, from the sounds of it from them, and even the year before that, were the biggest steps forward in what you were talking about, where, you do it once, you do it twice, but now, I think it's like that third year of, like you said, we're going in there and we're stealing games, and they know we're coming in to steal games. That, trying to think of the word here, that we're seen as more of a threat. I would say yes, from just what I've heard. Like I said, I haven't been here for that long, but the message is like, yeah, like we're a threat to teams. They now know that we are a threat, and they know when they're playing the Omaha Mavericks, whether it's, like you said, in Denver, in North Dakota, or at home at Baxter Arena, it's going to be a long, long, hard night for you.
Jacob, you mentioned this is your second year here in Omaha. I know you're from British Columbia originally. What brought you to Omaha? What kind of attracted you to this program and decided you wanted to play your hockey here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to sum it up pretty quick, one of my teammates now, and at the time, Michael Abgraw. This is our 5th, 6th year being teammates together. He committed relatively young in juniors when he was 16, and then so I started learning about Omaha through him. And then, sure enough, like 3 years later, they reached out to me, and I came down on a visit in the summertime, just beginning of my 20-year-old season of juniors. And as soon as I got down here, I fell in love with the city, the people, the staff. And the thing that really like blew me away the most, obviously besides Baxter Arena and all the great amenities that we're so like blessed and grateful to have, is the attention to detail that everyone has, from players to coaches to everyone else on the staff. And I got the vibe and the impression of, hey, everyone here shares the same common goal, and that's winning and getting to the next level. And that's what spoke to me the most, and it made my decision extremely easy when choosing to come here, because I knew right away that the culture that's been established here is the place that I wanted to be and be a part of.
Jacob, yesterday we had a little fun, a fun little scenario that we put on ourselves here on the show. And we talked about like the most punchable faces that are in college coaching. We kind of identified it with basketball at that time. But my question to you is, and I want to have a little fun with this, who is the most punchable team in the NCHC?
Most punchable team. Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, it's tough. I know like you could ask anyone else and they give an answer, but I mean, I honestly just, if you're not a Maverick, like
everybody's getting punched.
Yeah, like I just see red, and I don't hate anyone more than others. I mean, I hate them all. You know, they're coming into our barn. Hey, no, this is our spot. We're going into your barn. Well, guess what? We're gonna take it.
Well, speaking of people coming into your barn, this is the first game back at Baxter since December 9th. How does it feel to be back, and how much have you missed playing in front of these fans?
Yeah, it's been we've been unfortunate playing in front of some pretty crappy fans on the road, because no one compares to the Maniacs and the fans we got here in Omaha. And yeah, I'm pumped. I love playing in Baxter. It's one of those things where, you know, every time, you know, I'm on the goal line and they're doing the starting lineup and, you know, the intro video and all that stuff, you know, you just get chills. And I always try to make sure I take a second to really appreciate where I'm at, and I do. And hearing the roar of the fans when we come out and just everything about the whole experience, I'm very excited, and I hope the fans are excited that we're back too.
We're talking with Jacob Slipec of Omaha Hockey. All right, we're gonna try and get to know you a little bit here, Jacob. What is your favorite pregame meal? We heard that the Baltimore Ravens go through like 7,000 Uncrustables a year. What's your like go-to snack or meal before you're eating or going to, or before you're playing or going to practice or whatever?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, go-to the night before is me and a couple of the guys always go to Texas Roadhouse.
Okay. You getting those rolls? Getting those carbo loads?
The cinnamon butter, man.
We're not going too crazy as we would on an off day, but we're getting a couple. We need that corner weight. So
good for you.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of those. But no, always at the rink before games, I'm always having a bagel with a garlic and herb cream cheese. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Jacob, we know hockey players are the kings of nicknames. What is your nickname?
Mainly it's just like Slip, Slippy, or Slip Dog.
Is there a teammate whose nickname you think is the best on the team?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Randy's Jack Randall. We call him the dog.
which is so funny for a guy like him, because he's so keep to himself.
Oh yeah. It's funny. Some of those guys were like, when I came in last year, I was like, oh my God, like I cannot piss this guy off. He's gonna kill me. He's a scary guy without meaning to be. Like, he just looks like nails. He's so tough.
Yeah, on the outside. On the outside,
yeah,
Jack is like, hey, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Oh yeah. But now getting to know him last year, and obviously, you know, more every day, he is the funniest guy. And he'll come in the room and we'll just start, like, all the guys will just start like barking at him. And then he just like barks back. He's the dog. He makes the play game, we're barking on the bench. Like it's awesome, and he loves it.
Quickly here, got about 30 seconds. What should fans be expecting this weekend, Jacob, against the top 5 opponent, Denver?
2 wins.
All right.
There we go.
Say less.
Love to hear it. That's Jacob Slipec, or Slippy, as his teammates call him.
I like Slip Dog.
Slip Dog. Well, I mean, you can't get him convinced with the dog, though. I mean, you got to be careful there.
Well, he's like Jack Randall's understudy, apparently.
Jacob, we appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend, and hope you get those 2 wins against Denver.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, man.
That's Jacob Slipec of Omaha Hockey. Coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Radio, we're going to talk to Mitch Sherman in the next segment at some point. I'm not sure what time exactly, but we'll catch up with Mitch here in the 8 o'clock hour. That's Andrew Rogers. I'm Ravi. Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Radio coming up next.